Go ahead, dear. Oh, there's chilly and then there's just nasty cold. And today falls under the latter. It is 3 Fahrenheit. It was bugging me. I had to look it up. Minus 16 Celsius before the wind chill. I actually thought it was colder. It was definitely colder with the wind chill because it is windy. This is one of the first of 3, maybe 4 bitterly, bitterly cold days coming at us right now. Now my day started at 8:30. It did not start at 7:30. I'm heading into the barn now, and I know Amy and everybody's been jogging them a little bit, and it's so cold. But we can't leave them in 4 days. It's just not going to happen. I mean, it could happen, but it would. I'd rather not. So today we jogged them all a little bit. Likely tomorrow is a day off for everybody. Just clean the barn up and make sure everybody has haircuts. That's usually what we do on the days off. Reassess all the horses. How are their feet? Any curbs, any bruising or anything that needs attended to or looked at that maybe somebody had missed. It generally never happens, but it's a good habit to get in for our crew on days off. Now, for me today, I don't know what I'm doing yet. Listen, this isn't my first minus 20 day, right? I've been driving for a long time. I'm from Prince Edward Island, and I've driven on some days where you come in, you're like, really? Need to race today? Like where your hands just freeze. And this is back when I would drive quite a bit, where you'd have 7 or 8 or 9 drives. I remember lots of times Woodbine used to get so cold out by the airport, and it would be at least minus 20, and then you factor in the wind chill, and what would happen was your toes and your hands would literally freeze in your first race of the night. But for those of you that have been in cold weather, you know what happens next. Your hands and your feet warm up right after that. Hurts for about 5-10 minutes. Your hands and feet warm up, and then you're usually pretty good for the rest of the day. I'd like to avoid that tonight if possible. Having said that, if Tim calls and says the qualifiers are canceled for tomorrow, which I suspect he will very soon, I may very well go to Ontario. The last thing I want to do is go to Ontario, get across the border, and find out that the races are canceled. Because it looks like with the wind chill, you are going to reach that minus 30 Celsius threshold, which I'm not positive, but I believe that is the threshold for canceling races. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. I did want to go over, in a perfect world, I would go over and drive Drebin. I see that I'm down to drive a horse in the next race also in Donadover. Long time since I said that name or sat behind that horse, but blast from the past, as they say. So heading into the barn now to assess everything. And trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do all week, because until we hear about the cancellations or the not cancellations, it's very hard to plan, right? What I'm getting at is Wednesday, right? We know that tomorrow there's no racing at Northfield Park now. That's already been established. But what about the Meadows Wednesday afternoon and Northfield Wednesday night? And then, of course, as I just said, the qualifiers on Tuesday afternoon. These are all things that I'm watching very, very close. In fact, depending on where you're at in our vicinity, Wednesday may actually be colder than Tuesday. That's saying a lot. So that's what's on tap for this week. Yes, I watched the races yesterday. I thought Greatest Inning raced very good. Got away at the back, had some pop on the end of it, closing in on some good horses. Just listen to the races, and all the classes near the top are full of horses that either are or were very, very good horses at one point. Soaring Now was the horse that won Rock Shining Stars class. Soaring Now was one of the best horses in Indiana not that long ago, if I'm not mistaken. Made a lot of money and took a very good mark. Just a really good horse. So there's no hiding from when you're going for that kind of money in Miami Valley, there's no hiding from the speed and the talent of those horses down there. In regards to Rock Shining Star, he did look a little flat again. We're going to give him a little time off. Maybe 3-4 weeks out in the field just to relax, and we'll bring him back in generally speaking, 4 weeks off, 4 weeks on. So we'd have him ready to go at the 60-day mark, qualify him up, and then race him either, again, continue to race him in Miami Valley or Northfield. One of our clients said, he did well at Oak Grove last year. He was a player at Oak Grove. It's a potential. It's a possibility we're looking at. Listen, we still have some very good horses. So whether it be Save America or him or a number of horses that we have, keep in mind we still have Arson, who's getting ready to go. I know finally got a hold of Harry yesterday. Trained him in 2 minutes. They're going to school him. I suspect 57. Come back with a qualifier or two. I know a lot of our clients are like, well, he should be ready. Well, you got to be careful, with the he should be's, right? These are animals. They're not race cars. And the he should be ready would fall under, how do you know? Because the person that is training the horse, although Harry takes his time, he knows what he's doing. It's not like he's out there, Googling, how do I train down a racehorse? Harry knows what he's doing. And Arson will be ready to go very soon. Race him at Mohawk, and I suspect he'll make an impact at Mohawk and do well at Mohawk. We'll see. We can't ever be positive. The one thing I am positive of, he'll do somewhere. And that somewhere could easily be in Oak Grove in the 4-year-old races, where he likely will show up also. So, and really gearing him towards this part of the winter where he's going to be probably hitting his best stride right when Oak Grove is in its midst, I think is probably the right move. So happy to see Arson getting really close to the races. Talked to Dominic also. A number of his horses are getting close to the races. Dancing by Myself will be entered for this week. Dominic said, he was still bumpy in his schooler the other day, 1 mile and 2-2. He said he was good. Tyler Jones went with him. James will be back this week. No, he won't. James won't be back. Wait. No, James won't be back. Really? I thought he was going to be back. No, he said he won't be back till Saturday. But Tyler Jones did. I assume he said Tyler Jones. I apologize if he said Tyler Borth. Tyler schooled the horse the other day. He went with him. He had some freshness in his mind. He knows the horse, so I'm certainly not concerned with either Tyler going with Dancing by Myself on Thursday or Friday, whatever day they're going to go. And then He'll Know, High Hopes, I believe, are schooling this week. I believe there's another one also getting really close to going also. And Harry's horses have been in the low teens at 212, 213, 214 for both Rosa and AJ. I think 216 or 17 for Rosa and Alexandra with Harry. So again, those horses are getting ready to go. A number of the horses here are also getting ready to go. I just finished, as I said, messaging Tim. I was going to take Century Legion and Trevino on green over to qualify. Trevino doesn't have to qualify at the Meadows. Actually, just give me a second. He was entered for the Meadows for Thursday, which draws today in the maiden. If he doesn't get in, we may as well just qualify the horse. That way it gives us an opportunity to race him in either Pennsylvania or Ohio. Who else we got? Spitfire's got to qualify. We talked at length about Spitfire the other day. And then if I am going to Pennsylvania, warm or cold, I'll likely throw Old Trucker on the trailer also. I will school. I'm a trucker. I wanted to get him to a bigger track anyway. School him this week. That is the plan. And if they go with Tuesday or Wednesday, either is fine for me. Those horses will still be heading in that direction. So that's the plan for this week. That's what took place on Sunday. Tonight we have Drebin, who is racing. I'm supposed to drive Drebin. I don't know if we have anybody else. I didn't bring my iPad. But at the very least, we'll have Drebin unless they cancel. So a lot going on today. I'm watching the weather in Ontario. I'm watching the weather in Northfield. I'm watching the weather at the Meadows, talking to Tim. I'll be talking to Dominic and probably the race office at Mohawk, just to see what is up and what I can expect if I do head north to Canada. So that is what's on right now. Almost to the burn. I'll be there in a minute. I'll have to listen to everybody say how cold they are. It's winter. It's going to be days like this. Take care.